Imagine a Ghana where businesses never sleep, where factories hum through the night, farms harvest under floodlights, and logistics trucks crisscross the country while most of us are dreaming. A Ghana where economic growth doesn't just trickle down, it floods into job creation, infrastructure, and real prosperity. That's the vision behind one of the most ambitious economic policies in Africa today, Ghana's 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, or simply 24H+. Launched earlier today, July 2nd, 2025, this $4 billion blueprint isn't just another government initiative. It's a complete re-engineering of how Ghana's economy functions, stretching productivity around the clock, supercharging exports, and promising 1.7 million new jobs in just 4 years. But here's the real question: can it actually work? From tax breaks for night shift businesses to transforming the Volta Basin into West Africa's breadbasket, this plan is bold, controversial, and packed with potential pitfalls. So, how did we get here? Who's funding it? And most importantly, what does this mean for everyday Ghanaians? Stick around because we're breaking it all down. Oh, and if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We dive deep into stories that matter without the fluff. Let's get into it. Ghana's economy, on paper, has seen promising growth, but ask the average citizen and they'll tell you the jobs, wages, and real opportunities haven't followed. Back in the 1990s, if GDP grew by 10%, jobs grew by 7%. Today, that same 10% growth only results in 2% employment gains. The engine of job creation is broken, and the 24H+ program is being introduced as a national reset to fix it. At its core, the logic is straightforward, even if the implementation isn't. Ghana's productive capacity is underused. Most businesses shut down by 5 p.m. Logistics slows down by 7. And by 10 p.m., the entire economy practically comes to a standstill. Yet the population is young, hungry for work, and the infrastructure exists, or can be built. So what if Ghana kept going? What if we became a country where manufacturing, agriculture, and services operated in shifts all day, all night? That's the heartbeat of 24H+. And to make this vision a reality, the government, under President John Dramani Mahama, is launching a national framework made up of 8 interconnected pillars: Grow 24, Make 24, Build 24, Connect 24, Fund 24, Show 24, Aspire 24, and Go 24. Let's unpack them. Grow 24 is about revolutionizing agriculture. Think large-scale projects like Eden Volta, which aims to turn the Volta Basin into West Africa's most productive agricultural zone, or Shikpon, an urban farming program to feed growing city populations using modern hydroponic and vertical techniques. Then there's Make 24 Podsang, the engine for industrial transformation. Ghana plans to build 50 industrial parks across the country, each targeting value-added industries, textiles, pharmaceuticals, processed foods, and machinery. The goal is to stop exporting raw materials and start exporting finished goods, but production is only part of the puzzle. Build 24 and Connect 24 are about the infrastructure that keeps the economy moving. That includes modern air cargo hubs, efficient cold chain logistics, inland water transport, and automated customs systems to reduce port delays. To support all this is Fund 24, a financing ecosystem built around concessional loans, tax incentives, value chain lending, and the creation of a strategic value chain development fund, partially financed by levies on imported goods Ghana already has the capacity to produce. Meanwhile, Show 24 targets the digital, creative, and tourism economy, offering support for Ghanaian filmmakers, animators, musicians, and tourism entrepreneurs. Aspire 24 is perhaps the most essential piece: human capital. Ghana will roll out digital centres of excellence in every region focused on digital and technical vocational education. Because a 24-hour economy needs skilled labour that can run machines, manage logistics, develop software, and think critically. Finally, Go 24 ensures transparency, oversight, and civic participation, because none of this works if governance fails. The government is committing $300 to $400 million as seed capital, but the real money is coming from the private sector. Already, over $2 billion in private interest has been pledged across various sectors, and that number is rising. But here's what could make or break the program. Incentives. Businesses that adopt round-the-clock operations will be eligible for up to 50% tax rebates. Import duty waivers will be granted to value chain participants. Most significantly, time-of-use electricity tariffs will be introduced, making power much cheaper during nighttime hours between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Imagine being a manufacturer who cuts power bills in half just by operating overnight. That's a game changer, not just for large factories, but for cold storage operators, logistics firms, and data centers. And the rollout isn't limited to Accra or Kumasi. It's national. Over 5,000 businesses across all 16 regions will be enrolled in the 24-hour readiness program, which will offer technical assistance, financing links, and regulatory support to help them adapt. Already, some transformative national projects are underway. The Akosombo Juapong Garments and Textiles Park, the Kumasi Machinery and Technology Park, the Legon Pharmaceutical Innovation Park, and a bold new initiative, the Ghana Mall, a hybrid physical and digital marketplace linking local producers to the Ghanaian diaspora abroad. But here's the thing, this won't be easy. Infrastructure will be strained, roads will wear faster, power demand will increase, security for night shift workers must be ensured. Public services like health, fire, and sanitation must also operate in sync with extended hours. And then there's corruption, the elephant in every room of African development. A $4 billion initiative will attract not just investors, but opportunists. If transparency, monitoring, and real civic oversight aren't in place, all the tax incentives and industrial parks in the world won't matter. Yet, the urgency is real. As Abdul Nasser Alidu, head of strategy for 24H+, said, this is about reconnecting economic growth to human prosperity. Right now, Ghana's growth benefits sectors and individuals with access, foreign companies, urban elites, and extractive industries. 24H+ aims to spread that growth horizontally and vertically. Some critics say it's too ambitious. Others say Ghana doesn't have the cultural or institutional readiness. But perhaps the better question is, can we afford not to try? We've already walked the road of aid dependency, the donor-driven route, the wait for investors approach. All of them had short-term wins and long-term stagnation. Maybe now is the time for something new, a 24-hour rhythm. If this works, Ghana could become the blueprint for African economic transformation. A country that doesn't shut down, a workforce that isn't limited by daylight, an economy that grows jobs, not just numbers, a producer of goods, not just raw materials. If the 24-hour plus vision delivers even half of what it promises, it would still represent one of the most significant economic overhauls since independence. Imagine Ghana becoming a regional leader in pharmaceuticals, textiles, agro-processing and digital exports, not in theory, but in daily round-the-clock practice. That's what's at stake here. So, will it work? Will businesses shift? Will infrastructure keep up? Can the public sector resist the temptation of mismanagement? I'm cautiously optimistic. The framework is comprehensive. The incentives are smart. The decentralization to all regions shows serious planning. And the emphasis on human capital means the team understands what really powers an economy: people. But success will depend on what happens after today. In 6 months, will we see factories actually running at 2 a.m? Will district assemblies cooperate with private sector players? Will TVET centres truly equip the next generation? Only time will tell. But what's clear is this: Ghana is no longer waiting. It's experimenting, boldly, urgently, deliberately. So what do you think? Is Ghana's 24-hour economy a game changer or a gamble? Could you see yourself working a night shift for better pay? Do you think the incentives are strong enough? Would you trust local leadership to implement this well? Let us know in the comments below. We're tracking this rollout in real time. And if you found this breakdown insightful, help us grow. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll be following the 24H+ program every step of the way, with analysis you won't get anywhere else. Until then, stay informed, stay bold, and whether it's day or night, never stop hustling. See you in the next one.